You want to start playing Battlebox competitively, but you do not know where to start? You're dominating in solo queue but struggle in CBB? Well, if you watch this video, I will help you understand what is the big difference between casual and competitive Battlebox, and help you get into competitive play. In casual Battlebox, you may find yourself hunting for kills, pushing into every battle, not even acknowledging that mid exists. Also, you may see people getting angry in chat if they get filled on in casual play, which deteriorates you even more from filling. If you only remember one thing from this video, then let it be the following. In competitive play, kills do not matter at all, only round wins do. And you may ask, how do you win a round? Well, both in casual and competitive play, you need to fill the 3x3 area in the middle of the map called med to win a round. So theoretically, the opponent can have as many kills as they want, but if you win all rounds by felling med, even if your team has a total amount of 0 kills, then you will still gain elo and the opponents will lose. In competitive, you are in the same voice chat as your teammates, so unlike casual, you are able to efficiently communicate with your teammates. The best way to pass information to your teammates is through speaking. But if you are in a situation where you don't want to use your microphone or does not have a microphone, you still should give all the information you can to your teammates via the in-game text chat. But in every situation, voice comms are way more efficient than text comms. Okay, but this is completely new to me. I don't know what is important and what is not to say as information. Well, the most important info you could give your teammates is when you see the opponent team is trying to fill mid. In this case, you should always say something like, they're filling mid, or just simply filling, loud and clear, and repeat it at least 3 times to make sure your teammates will be aware. On maps which have healer kits, another super important info to call out when you are quote-unquote low on health, meaning you have 5 hearts or less and need to be healed back. If you have dealt any kind of damage to opponents, you should call that out too, since with that information, your teammates could make some important plays that could win you some rounds. For example, if you have shot a player called Bet, then you will need to call out, I have shot Bet once. You have got killed in a round of Battlebox and the round still isn't over? What should you do? Well, definitely not hop on TikTok and watch some memes while you're waiting for the round to be over, or definitely not start raging about how big of the cheater the opponent who just killed you is. Instead, you are the eyes of your teammates, since when you are dead in a round, you will get to freely spectate the remainder of the round, meaning you can provide crucial information to your still alive teammates that could be the difference between a round win or a loss. As usual, even after that, your main job is to watch mid and call it out if the opponent is trying to fill it in. But you can do even more. You can call out the opponent's health and positioning. You could call out how many blocks are filled in mid. You could call out how much time is left from the round. If you're more experienced, then you should call out what kits the living opponents have. It is always better to have a bad plan than no plan. There might be some things that some experienced players will tell you to do, what you might not understand. It is way better to do that and talk about any concerns/problems between the rounds and not while playing them. After all, they have played more competitive BB than you, so they will most likely know better what to do. I had a lot of games where I tried to guide some newer players and tell them to do some stuff they did not understand, and when they just ignored everything and tried to play their own way, they died, and my team had to play a 3v4 for the whole game. Yeah, that was not really a pleasant feeling. Competitive Battlebox features the original superior setting of only one person is allowed to pick one kit. This means sometimes you won't be able to play your favorite kit. It is better to be flexible in these cases and pick the kits that are left to you, since if you and an experienced player prefers the same kit, then the more experienced player will be able to use the kit in a better way than you most of the times. Another reason why being flexible is good, that you could explore more kits than your comfort ones. And you might come to the realization that, for example, you're much better of a healer than a sharpshooter. In the final section of my video, I will be talking about some specifics of the unique maps there are in Battlebox. A great classification of the maps I love to use is the following. The first one is theoretical maps. A map is called theoretical if one team can get very easy fills on it if their opponent minorly messes up their positioning, therefore won't be able to see med and get filled on. Villa is a great example for a theoretical map. For example, if all of the opponents are playing back at their spawn area and your teammates are downstairs or close to the middle of the map, then the opponents simply won't be able to deny a midfill, since they are simply too far to get to mid in time. The next classification would be the mechanical maps. A map is called mechanical when the main focus of the map is around PvP fights rather than mid control, due to the middle of the map being super open or very risky to get to. The prime example for this is Classic. On Classic, the mid is completely open and surrounded with lava you cannot escape out from once you're knocked into it. So the gameplay is going to be more focused on taking the fights rather than pressuring mid at all time. And the final classification I would say is called the semi-theoretical maps. A map is called semi-theoretical if the map is mostly focused around PvP fights, but if one team majorly messes up their positioning, a punishing fill still can be initiated safely. For example, like Spaceship. At the beginning of the map, the focus is on the top fight and the two side fights, and gaining map control in general. Once mid opens and the enemy is completely pushed back into their spawn, or maybe even hiding in the corner buildings, also known as cabbies, then you and your team can get a free fill. Finally, here's a list how I put all these competitive maps, quote-unquote, into classification. I hope this video has helped you to understand the main differences between the casual and the competitive way of playing Battlebox. If you have any questions about competitive Battlebox theory, make sure to leave a comment or message me on Discord, and I'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible. If this video got you wanting to play some ranked Battlebox, make sure to join the CBB server with the link in the description. Let me know if there's any specific guides you would like to see on my channel next time, and goodbye!